This is Good Morning Mumbai with Hrishi K.
TEDxGateway comes to the NSCI Dome on the 4th of February, and some of the finest speakers from around the world, TED Fellows and Indian stalwarts, all up there. And I suggest you get onto TEDxGateway.com and book your seats right away, if there are a few that are left. Dr. Saurabh Rane is on the telephone line. He's one of the speakers there. Hi Saurabh, thank you for joining us. How are you doing?
I'm good, Hrishi. How are you?
Excellent. Let me start by you being diagnosed with XDR-TB. Explain what XDR-TB is and how this happened to you.
Okay, that's a really interesting question. So, XDR-TB is nothing but extremely drug-resistant tuberculosis. It's a type of TB that can happen to anyone. It basically means that most of the medication that is available to treat your condition cannot treat your condition. So, if there are, say, 13 drugs that can actually treat TB, I was resistant to most of them. So, that's more or less XDR-TB. And I got diagnosed pretty late in the condition because we didn't do the right test at the right time, and it took more than 6 months to get the right diagnosis. So there I was, pretty young and diagnosed with XDR.
And you took a 3-year-long treatment. You did survive the condition.
Oh yes, I did. The treatment was really long. Like you said, it was 3 years. And in the whole treatment area, I kind of lost 2 lower halves of my lungs, and it was popping around 20 pills a day and around 6 to 8 months of injections every single day.
Ouch. And before this, you were a public health specialist, a runner, a cyclist, a mountaineer. You were really doing remarkable stuff. And at that point, did you really feel everything is going down the drain? What was your mental framework, and how did you pull yourself out of it and become the wonderful, the achiever that you are today?
Well, I had just finished my final year in medicine, and this happened to me when, everyone's like moving up in their careers, and once you're done with studying, you want to move forward in life. So yes, it was, like you mentioned, a big blow to me because I was bedridden, I couldn't get up, couldn't walk. And what happened was, at one point in time, I realized TB has a lot of stigma attached to it. So no one really talks about it. So I couldn't go out or talk about my condition. So I ended up going online, reading a lot of articles, just trying to see if, there's any hope out there, if I can have a normal life or not. And it's unbelievable, but there was nothing. The only thing people out there were saying were that, you should be happy if you survive this. And that's not really what I wanted to hear at the early 20s in my life. So I decided if no one else is doing something about it, why not me? And it was like I hit rock bottom. And that's when I decided I'm going to change my life around. I'm not going to just survive this, even if I do. I want to live a normal life. I want to make sure that someone else who goes on the internet and tries to find can look up to my story and be like, oh, you know what, right about your circumstances, go ahead and do what you want. TB is just a part of your problem. And so I think my major motivation was to prove a point and to make myself believe that it's not the end of the world.
You subsequently fought the disease and you became president of a medical student organization. And now fast forward to you being a medical professional, a management consultant. The most significant thing is that you started a network for survivors of TB. It's called Survivors Against TB. Talk to me about that, please.
Interesting question again. So during all of this, what happened was I came out with my condition publicly. And once I did that, the response was unbelievable. Initially, I thought that, everyone would isolate me and not talk to me. But there was acceptance. And people started reaching out to me and asking questions. Like, I had TB, my relative has TB, my friend has this, I have this problem. What happened was I could only cater to a small portion of people who actively reached out to me. And, working in this space, I know that if you want impact, it has to be at scale. So we just got out, fortunately met other brave survivors, people who were interested in doing this, and decided that let's put up a group together by survivors, for survivors and patients, where we've been through it and we can give them absolute handholding, provide them with materials that they need, tell them the importance of the medication, and that's how Survivors Against TB was born. And today we're all about that. We are not only helping the patients, but we're also raising our voice against the system, and writing to government, writing to donors, trying to make a point. And India has the highest load of TB, right? So it's about time we change that.
As far as your TED Talk is concerned at the NSCI Dome, what can we expect at TEDxGateway? Saurabh, what is your talk going to be about?
So, first of all, TEDxGateway is a huge platform. So, I'm really excited to get there. And my talk is going to be about, what happened to me, what TB is about, what I did, how I went about forming Survivors Against TB. And I just want to make a point to everyone who's out there that, there are a million people living with TB out there. And ironically, everyone feels alone. So, you're not alone. And it's going to be about that. It's going to be about people knowing that, there is hope. No matter what situation you are in, there is always hope.
Wonderful. Have you gone through past TED Talks? And if so, what talks have left a mark on you? The people or the talk? Tell me about that.
I personally love Timothy Ferriss because, he's all about experimenting on himself, generating evidence. So all talks about Timothy Ferriss, especially the one about stoicism, is one of my favorites. Apart from that, I also like the TEDxGateway talks that have recently happened. And, I can't pinpoint to any of them because I think all of them have been brilliant in their own way.
How much are you rehearsing, buddy? How much have you structured the talk? How's that progressing since, it's a big day?
Well, I'm doing whatever I can, but I have to tell you, the TEDxGateway team is amazing. They're superb, and they're helping me, make the most of it. And I am sure that, with time, I'm going to get what I have to get. And it's all thanks to them.
Lovely. My final question is, we're asking all the TEDxGateway speakers, what is the idea of my spaces? So when you're not running Survivors Against TV, when you're not, infusing patients' perspective into the health system, creating patient support material and all this high-level advocacy that you're doing, what do you do in your free time? How do you find your space?
Okay, I kind of focus on, learning how to cook new dishes because I really love eating. I try to go out, find new places, travel, go on treks, a bunch of things, read graphic novels. I love Alan Moore, love Neil Gaiman. And I don't know, I end up helping a lot of people in my free time because I love doing that. So that's more or less that's just me.
Your parting message, buddy, before you go, what do you want to tell everybody out there, especially people who have been afflicted with this disease, with TB?
Well, for people who are having TB or have survived TB, congratulations, but don't let that define you. You can live your life. If you're on treatment right now, my friend, you are not alone. There are a million people around. Just ask for help and you will find it. And for everyone else who's listening into this, if you come across anyone who has any kind of condition, don't stigmatize them. Be there for their support, and just remember that everyone has their own problems, and you are a hero within yourself. So stay strong. That's it.
Saurabh, could you give out your Twitter handle, your Facebook page, or anywhere we can reach you or Survivors Against TB, please?
So you can reach us on Facebook. It's Survivors Against TB. If you want to reach me personally, just Saurabh Rane. My Twitter handle is Food Recycle Bin. So you can reach me there. And you can always go onto our website. It's in Hindi as well as English. So it's called survivorsagainst.tb.com. Just go out there and write to us.
Thanks a lot, Dr. Saurabh Dinesh Rane. Can't wait to hear you at the NSCI Dome on TEDxGateway. Cheers.
Cheers, man. Thanks, Hrishi. Take care.